Story time of the weirdest thing I ever did at school. Now you can't tell me that you never did anything weird in primary school. So I was just chilling with my best friend Olivia, and we were in the last class of the day. I must have been 9 years old, and yes, that is quite old. Anyways, we're partnered together doing some sort of project, I don't really remember. Every single day we would both bring in a brand new toy. Now this time round, I had decided to bring some of my Polly Pockets. They were my absolute favourite. And I'm sure we've all done this in primary school, but I used to set up like a little table and chair using my stationery for my Polly Pockets. I don't quite remember how this came about, but hear me out. All I remember is the teacher was not in the classroom and I was left with a pair of scissors. And before you know it, my Polly Pockets were cut into loads of tiny pieces. It gets weirder. I then remember both me and my friend putting the pieces of Polly Pocket into our mouth and swallowing them like tablets. Now, I don't know if Mama Sandra needed to put more chicken dinosaurs in the oven for when I got home or what. I have no explanation, don't know why I did it, and don't know if they're still inside of me or not.
I made my teacher cry. Story time. When I was in second grade, I had this teacher and she was the devil, and we're gonna name her Miss Jackson. And the reason I call her a devil is because she would say really mean things to me to my face. She would be like, Ty, stop talking like that, you sound like a little girl. Or, your favorite color can't be pink, you have to choose one of the boy colors. And since I was so young, I didn't understand how serious these things were, and I didn't know I can get her in trouble. And I would go home sad like every single day. Eventually my mom noticed and she asked me what was wrong. So I told her some of the things that Miss Jackson would say to me, and my mom was mad. And my mom was like, the next time she says something to you, say something rude back, and if you get in trouble, I'll handle her from there. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. Now, Miss Jackson was a heavy lady, so I knew if I said something rude to her, it would be about her weight. Though we don't body shame around here. We don't do that, okay? So I'm in school eating lunch with my friends who happen to be girls, and Miss Jackson comes up to me and she's like, shouldn't you be eating with the boys? So I looked at her and I was like, shouldn't you be eating a salad? And the lunchroom start laughing, and then I made my teacher cry.
My daughter Savannah is the CEO of faking illness to get out of school. So when she does not feel like being there, she will go to the nurse's office and complain to them that she is really not feeling good so that they call me and I have to go get her. Well, one day after this happens, I walk into the administrative office and everybody is really concerned because Savannah is sitting in a chair like so dramatically like, hi, Mom. And like when I saw her, I burst out laughing. I was like, oh my God, are you okay? And everybody looked at me like I was some really bad mom. Like, oh my God, why aren't you more concerned? But as we were walking out, she was walking really slow and actually didn't look good. So even I was a little concerned. I was like, oh my God, honey, are you okay? Until we got to the car when Savannah looks at me and goes, you know what, Mom? I feel better now. And I was like, Savannah, are you serious? And she's like, Mom, do you maybe want to go to Starbucks and have like a girls' day? And I was like, honey, what kind of question is that? You know I do.
My super embarrassing school story time. So when I was in 8th grade, I was obsessed with slime, squishies, Orbeez, and I would make crafts all the time. Anyway, I decided to make my own stress ball. And it was like a balloon and then pancake mix. So anyway, the next day I brought it to school and I was so excited because I had my own stress ball. I must have been really stressed that day because I popped it. Pancake mix flew everywhere. All over my classmates. And my crush was in that class. I was so lucky, the bell rang and I skirted out of that classroom. I didn't even clean it up. Yeah, that was really embarrassing. Should I do more story times? Let me know. My
story time of how I found out that my 13-year-old sister was sleeping with my teacher and nobody ever did anything about it. So this is the first time that I'm actually telling anybody because I'm finally old enough to realize that all of this was just wrong. So at the time, my sister was in 8th grade and I was in 6th grade. So my sister claimed that she needed extra help in history, and I guess my mom trusted him because after school he would take me and my sister to his house and then like help my sister. And he would always say he had to get ready before he tutored her because they would like go in the room with the door shut. But he said that was the only way for her to learn best. And while we were waiting for him to get ready, me and my sister would play this literal funnest and like most satisfying game ever. It's where you grow little plant dudes, and me and her literally got so addicted to it. The link to that is also going to be in my bio. And then he would start playing the game with her, trying to get on her good side. And then they make me wait in the living room for about an hour while they study. And every day she would come out saying, oh my God, I learned so much today. I mean, she did learn something. Anyways, I'm running out of time like for part 2.
Story. You guys, this is the reason why I never wore big dresses to school. Let me set the scene for you. 4th grade Joe, 9 years old, super perky and happy to be wearing a giant dress to school. You know, I don't know why I was. Maybe we had just gotten it. I was super excited about it. It was like a Wednesday. I was probably like, Mom, I want to wear this dress. And since I was mainly tomboyish my entire life, she was probably like, yes, wear it. So I took it to school. Oh. So I took it to school. It made playtime a little complicated, but that's fine. Recess was fine. I was one of those kids who liked to roll around in the dirt, climb trees, all that jazz. And I'm like, it's just a dress. It'll be fine. So it's time for like nutrition class. I don't know. They're trying to teach us about like pyramids and like food groups. My teacher starts looking at me funny. And then she kind of just says to the entire class, Josadak? And I'm like, is it Josadak? Can you come with me outside for a second? I'm like, yeah, sure. 4th grade me just comes with her outside. And when we're outside, she closes the door. And I'm like, huh. She slowly takes off her shoe. I was like, oh, look for part 2.
Story time. So this was 2 years ago and I was at school and it was a normal day until the principal went on the speaker and said, we're in lockdown, go in your closets. So we went ahead and went in the closets. We were all confused. Some people were scared. Everyone was like kind of asking the teacher what was going on and stuff. Now during this time, I wasn't asking anything or saying anything because I knew during a lockdown you don't want to say anything. So if there is someone in the school, they won't find where you are. But I was still listening to them because I was curious like everyone else. So while everyone was asking the questions, one girl stood up and said, if you're not going to say what's going on, I'm going to get out of the closet. The teacher yelled at her and told her no. And the teacher yelled loud, so whoever was in the school obviously heard. So the door opened and everyone became silent. And so basically for part 2, story time.
So there's 3 kinds of people in a group project. The first guy is the one who does 99% of the work. The second guy tries to help but he does not know what to do. He's mainly there for moral support. And the third guy does absolutely nothing. I've been all 3 at one point, but most of the time, I end up doing all the work. Like this one time in middle school, I was paired up with 2 guys that I never talked to. And it was so awkward, but one of my partners, Joseph, said he would take full charge, so we trusted him. The other guy wasn't doing any work, and we already knew that. Let me know if you need any help, man. I got you. The night before the presentation, I hit him up. Hey bro, how's the project? It's 11 p.m. No response. So on the morning of the presentation, I realize we're screwed. So I go to the library and spend all morning rushing a presentation about rocks. I come to class with a half-assed project ready to present, and there's Joseph. Dude, why didn't you hit me up? My bad, bro, but I did the project. You what? I just worked on one all morning. Oh, sorry. I was so mad for the rest of the day. Screw group projects.